Assalamu alaikum, Gianu, Pakhair Ragale, Ni Hao, Shunashume, Washmale, Ohio Gonzaimas, Guten Morgen, Ola, Bonjour, Privyet, Kaifa Hal, Ahlan Wasalan, Marhaba, Hala Shama Chatore, and a very amazing and a warm welcome to everybody who's tuned into PT1 and are watching well this morning alongside Shazad Khan. I hope everybody's fine, everybody's ready to dance their way off towards their destiny, rise and shine, wake and bake, get up, and be full of energy. Because the weather over here in Islamabad, ladies and gentlemen, today is superb. I wished while I was on my way to work that, well, if it would have been a weekend, I would have probably driven to some, or, far off area, probably in the north too as well. But the nearest hill station we have is Murray, so I would have gone. But weather outside, ladies and gentlemen, is fabulous. And I do not feel any more cold with these half sleeves t-shirts as well. It's summer officially as well. But let's get our day started. This is Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. This is 3rd of March today, and I'm very hopeful that the day is going to go fine, so you'll be all right. Let's take a look at the top stories. Let's see what's happening all around the globe. Good morning. Pak-China border at Khujraw Pass has been opened for trade and travel activities, according to protocol signed between China and Pakistan in 1985. The border was closed for traffic due to snowfall on November 30th and opened on 1st of April every year, which means that there's no more snow over there. So whoever wants to go to China by road, more than welcome. Moving on, where South African anti-apartheid campaigner Winnie Madikizela Mandela has died aged 81. Winnie was the former wife of South Africa's first black president, Nelson Mandela. What a legend he was. Group of scientists say they have discovered a new fluid-filled space inside human tissue that could be its largest organ, called interstitium. The space is found everywhere throughout the body, from under the skin and between the organs. Wow, so early, right? London's iconic black cab has undergone a green revolution in a bid to bring more fresh air to the big smoke. The makers officially launched the new green version of the vehicle in December 2017 to keep up with stricter emissions rules, but have now set their sights on becoming the world's green taxi. Well, so the black cab thing is going to go out then. I hope people will earn the same amount of money. And last but not the least, Pakistan beat West Indies by 82 runs in the second T20 at National Stadium, Karachi, to clinch the 3-match series with an unassailable 2-0 lead. Wow, cool.
Look at the class of this man.
Dismantling quality batsman is out of the crease and middling it for 6.
They won the first one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, these were the top stories, and now coming back to where we're going to discuss something. We've definitely picked up on the topic. But other than that, I want to start my conversation from where I actually myself have to tell my own self to be happy. And that's when I literally feel happy as well. But other than that, there are different things which make you happy in life. For example, when you listen to songs, when you watch a film, there can be different characteristics. And one person who's actually always made me happy has been Nazia Hassan. It's her birth anniversary today, and we are paying a rich tribute. Go ahead, take a listen. Why, man? Why can't we listen to it one more time? But it's perfectly all right. We definitely have to talk a bit about happiness today, ladies and gentlemen. Because what I think about happiness is that happiness needs to be from within, first of all. Because if you're going to seek for happiness within things or material possessions, they just might last for a day or 2 days or a week or a month's time or a year, and that's it. You're over that. I mean, for example, let's talk about ladies over here as well. That they're happy once they get all of these branded deals and clothes and whatnot. So these possessions will make them happy, but as soon as the season changes and they have to convert from winters to summers, they again want to have some new clothes, and it's again going to make them happy. But contentment, I think, is very important to be happy, and compassion is very important as well. But other than that, this is what we are talking about. What makes you happy? Because I just got to know that in UAE, we do even have, I think within Dubai, we have a Ministry of Happiness, and they have a happiness minister. And they, by 2021, they actually want to be within the top 5 happiest nations in the world. And wow, so is anybody even out there thinking about happiness? Well, we're going to make you happy today because we have got happiness coaches over here, and they're going to tell us how to be happy. So on my right-hand side, ladies and gentlemen, I've been joined by Aisha Waqas. Hello, Aisha. How are you? Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, Shahzad.
Wa alaikum assalam. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank
and
you.
alongside Aisha, we have been joined by Rabi Nawaz, who is a happiness expert too as well. Hello, assalamu alaikum. I like your hair color.
Assalamu alaikum, Shahzad.
Wa alaikum assalam.
It's my own, so it makes me
Really?
very happy. It's
Wow, that
grays.
is cool. Thank you very much for joining us. And I know it's very hard earlier in the morning to be very happy, because whenever I wake up, I'm a bit grumpy. And my mother tells me this at times that, you just stay away from, because whenever you wake up, you're not the person to talk to. But other than that, what is happiness? What are we looking for?
You were absolutely right when you said it comes from within.
Yeah.
It does. So it is inside of you. You need to search what it is that makes you happy. You need to, yeah. Absolutely. And like you said, so it is within us, but the main important thing is that happiness is actually a choice.
Okay.
So it's a choice, it's a mindset that we make on a daily basis. So when you wake up in the morning and you're grumpy, that's a choice you have to make. That today I'm going to be a happy person.
Yeah.
So, and that's what happiness is. And that's kind of essentially what we come and talk to people about, because it's about changing your perspective.
So how did you guys get into it? I mean, how come you thought of it that you guys need to be happiness experts?
So it's a long journey. It didn't
Yeah.
happen overnight. I am a fitness, wellness, holistic coach. I do energy healing. I do regression therapy. I'm a fitness coach as well. Always and always I have believed in happiness and how important it is for everybody, because it's our right.
Yeah.
And it comes from within.
Yeah.
So you need to find things. And then I met Rabi like a few years ago, and our values and this quest for happiness just matches completely. And as cliched as it sounds, it's every person is on their pursuit of happiness. So for me, I grew up in a very corporate world. I'm a 17-year corporate veteran. I moved, I was in corporate America. So about 3 years ago is when I decided to move from the US.
Yeah.
When they say that when you go through the checklist of life of what I want in life, materially and professionally, you can go ahead and check mark all of those things, but then you realize that there's something inside of you that is still missing.
Yeah.
And in that pursuit of what is missing, I left my life over there and I moved to Dubai to say maybe try a different nation, different world. Also wanted to try being in a Muslim world, and that my pursuit brought me to Dubai, where I met Aisha. And here I was, an extremely corporate person with a corporate head, and I met Aisha. And I attended actually Aisha's fitness class.
Wow.
It's a dance fitness class that she has. And believe you me that I had never attended, and I'm somebody with 2 left feet. So I go in the class because it came with a lot of recommendations. And I realized there were about 15 women over there who had, when they had come in, they were all, a little sad, stressed out. Some were grumpy, some were mothers, some were working women. And 50 minutes later, when the session ended, they had big smiles on their face.
Yeah, but why was the class only full of women? Is it just women who wants to be happy?
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not. So this was in Dubai, specifically a women's class.
Okay.
Yes.
And hence,
Okay, that's cool. And this is how I'm going to make it very simple for all my viewers out there. And that is that, ladies and gentlemen, in life, whatever you do, the core reason to do that thing is happiness. That's it. For example, when we get paid for whatever work we have done, once the check is in our bank account, what do we feel? Happy. Once we have a baby in our hands, and we always wanted to be a father, what do we do? How do we feel? We feel happy. Once we have our parents and they are happy, it makes us happy. So everything in life we do, whether short, big, small, whatever size it might be, everything we're doing to make ourselves happy. I think this is what it is. So now this pursuit of happiness, this is one thing which I want my nation to understand, that only you yourself are responsible to be happy, or you can make others happy too as well.
You can only make others happy if you yourself are a happy person.
Okay.
Very right.
And you need to, again, there are different things that lead to that what is happiness? It's become it's a word that's used for coffee, it's a word that's used for shoes, it's a word that nowadays
Yeah, whatever
it
you
is,
get, you're happy, man.
right?
Yeah.
So, but what is it? There's more to it than just it's the happy word.
What
There's
is it
much
then?
more. Yes, it's peace of mind.
Okay.
It's contentment. There's a lot of things we believe in that actually lead up to happiness and a happier person within.
So for us, the concept of happiness is.
I like this teamwork, though.
So essentially, it's a concept of alignment of mind, body, and soul. Okay. So again, a very cliched statement: mind, body, and
Well,
soul.
it's not
right?
that. Because, the United Nations actually says that, your physical, mental, spiritual health is
Absolutely,
actually,
right?
and mental health is
Absolutely.
health.
It is.
So mind, body, and soul.
So
Yeah.
for us, we said, okay, you know what? We literally sat down and we talk about it. We've done a lot of research on this to say, and we came up with about 7 or 8 essential points that we believe lead towards happiness. Okay.
Okay, let's talk
So-
about them one by one.
Okay.
So, okay, go ahead. The first one is.
So the first one would be being authentic,
Okay.
being real, being who you are, being true to who you are.
Okay.
So that is something that's a big belief that Aisha and I both have. So the first thing to that is understanding who you are, what your values are.
Okay.
And once you know that, then you know that this is who I am. And when you start going on that path of authenticity, you realize that not everybody is going to be happy with you.
Yeah.
Because they may not like the answers or the way you are being, but inside you, you know that this is the thing that's right for me.
But then, okay, now we're discussing being authentic.
Yeah.
Now, what happens is that, in your walk of life,
Sure.
you come across different people and you come across different situations, and there are situations where it is necessary for you to fit in within that world of whatever surrounding it is. And then you're no more authentic because you were trying to fit into some other box. So, and at that particular point of time, that might have made you happy to be there because this is what you wanted to achieve in life. So how do we stay authentic? That's the question.
So that's a very good point. The thing is, like you said, there are definitely circumstances where we have to be, whether it's because of respect for others or
Then
obligations.
respect comes in.
Exactly.
Respect comes in big time. That's also one of our
Yeah.
values.
Yeah.
That is one thing. You respect yourself, you respect others, that will make you happy as well. So that at that point, when you're on that crossroads, respect will come in. Out of respect for elders, you need to do certain things, and that's not, I wouldn't call it being not authentic or real, but you're just focusing on respect at that time.
And is it important that, for example, when you're trying to be authentic, that you have to be very truthful to your own self, to the people around you?
You have to be
not
honest.
to lie. Okay.
You
very
have
nice.
to
We have
be
to be
that.
honest, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honesty is big
All
for
right.
happiness. Yes.
Very nice. Okay, so this is first point. Second point,
Kindness.
kindness. Yeah, it's important.
It's a big thing with me. Like, you have to be a kind person. You show kindness even to people who are not kind to you.
So then that's not being authentic.
No, if
Because
you are a kind
for
person,
example, if somebody's not kind to me and I'm on a pursuit to be authentic, just like we discussed, I'd be like, man, get lost.
But
I cannot be kind to that guy.
that will be your ego.
Okay, that'll be my
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And it's about, again, like Aisha said, it's about knowing your values, right? So when your value is that it doesn't matter how somebody's going to react to me, my value is that I'm always going to be respectful to others. I'm always going to be
Yes.
kind to others, right?
Okay.
And like you were mentioning before, that you could be in a situation where you're like, okay, I have to be here, and maybe that's not really aligned with who I am. But make a mental note: I am here,
Yeah.
and I'm doing this because my value of respect is there as well. However, this is not my value. This is not who I am. So if a choice is given to me, I may not be here
Yeah,
again.
I might just go back.
You know what I mean? It's again, it's about that mental
And
note.
choices,
Okay.
yes.
It's about the choice.
Very nice. So kindness, third one.
Third one is gratitude.
Wow, gratitude is cool too as well.
So gratitude is the biggest thing in life, right? And
But
again,
we forget it. You know,
yeah,
in life.
absolutely.
Just for little things. Sometimes you just at the end of the day go under a shower and
Yeah.
be grateful that you are getting that hot, warm
Yeah.
water on yourself.
Thank God.
Right?
You know, because Cape Town just ran out of water.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah, so I think this is
Imagine
good.
that.
We need to be thankful. And I think that we actually need to be thankful to Allah Almighty as well.
Yes,
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
other than that, what I've witnessed
All
in
the
my life
time.
is, for example, somebody comes up, shows up right in front of your face. Oh, your shirt looks cool. Oh, your shoes look cool. Why can't you just say, you look cool, man?
Yeah.
You know, I think this is very important.
You look
We
good
just-
today, Shahzad.
Oh, thank you very much for saying that. Makes me happy. You two look good too as well. Wow. Okay, so after gratitude, the fourth one is
The fourth one
Faith.
is faith.
Faith.
Yeah. Okay. So how do you explain faith?
So faith is about believing in something that higher than yourself, right?
Yeah.
Believing in Allah, right? So when when we talk about happiness, the opposite of happiness is having worry in our life, having
Okay.
stress in our life, right? What is the factor that takes away from our happiness?
Yeah.
It's stress, it's worry, it's fear of unknown, right? And what is it that can eliminate this? Having faith.
Wow.
Knowing that Allah is
It's
out there
just
for
letting
me.
go.
Exactly.
Letting go, have faith, believe.
I just used to think as a child that, I've got a chimney up on my head, and then whatever people have said, because this is one video which I watched, and there was this driver, and, there was this road rage going on, and the driver was like just waving to the other guy, and the other guy was actually trying to abuse him for whatever reason that might be. And that guy said that, everybody's carrying a bag of garbage, and they're looking for another person to throw it onto. So make sure that you're not going to, get under that bag of garbage. Just wave and make your way. That's it. And I think this is what we need to do, right? So, okay, fourth faith, fifth one.
Self-belief.
Self-belief. That's very important.
So self-belief is, again, we go back to our point, and you'll see the theme of all of this is knowing and understanding yourself, right? Believing in yourself.
Yeah.
Believe when you do that, again, all of those things that we talked about, having gratitude, having faith, that is what's going to help you understand what is it that I'm made of. Believing that I can do it, I can get out of this situation.
Yeah.
So self-belief is very, very important. The moment we lose self-belief, this worry phase comes on us,
Yeah.
and we start losing our happiness.
Yeah.
So,
But there's one more point, and that is that, God forbid, if you're in a situation, and the condition is not really going your way, what happens is that the brain really stops working. And, you're just stuck somewhere with one worryable thing, which is, you're like, okay, what am I going to do about it? And the thought does not go out of it. How do we tackle that?
actually,
This is where you guys come in.
We do.
it's the brain actually doesn't stop working; it starts working in overdrive.
Yes.
Okay.
So what happens is the brain takes over. The brain is a muscle as well,
Yeah.
right? So Shahzad, if I asked you to start playing tennis 8 hours a day, every day for 6 months, and you're a right-hand person, right? So
I'm
what
a lefty.
happens? Oh, you're a lefty? Okay,
Yeah.
so you're a lefty. So what happens that your left arm is going to be much more bigger than your right arm because
Yeah.
it's a muscle, because you're using your muscle.
Exactly.
Similarly, the brain is a muscle. So when we overuse our brain because we want to analyze and feel like we're in control, that's when our brain grows, and our faith inside us, it's like the battle of the mind and the soul.
Yeah.
That battle starts increasing further.
Very nice.
So the idea is to quieten the mind and have self-belief, have faith within us.
Yeah,
It's the
this is
voices
what is
inside our
what is
head.
important, how to stop it, because the brain can actually tell my hand, okay, for example, if I'm moving it, don't move it, fine. How can the brain tell its own self, stop working? That's something which is difficult, and that's what people want to work on. We'll definitely come back to different therapies which we can
Sure.
adopt.
Yes.
But you want to add?
No, I was just going to say.
Sixth one.
Yeah, the sixth one is strengths. Finding your strengths,
Okay.
knowing your strengths.
Very nice.
And once you know your strengths, you can just work with them to be a happier person.
Exactly.
Because they actually will make you happy because
Exactly.
you will be. And Rabi does coaching, strength coaching as well.
Wow.
So yeah, she'll be able to explain to you better.
So you know, again, you know, we all know that, like for example, when we were in school, right?
Yeah.
And there are certain subjects that we're not good at, and there's a certain subject naturally
Yeah.
we are
I was never good at maths. I'm sorry to say that on television.
Okay, so that's great, right? And clearly, what were you good at? Entertainment.
Yeah, I was good with physics.
Physics, okay, but today, if you were to only focus on our weakness, which sometimes we tend to do, we say, you know, if whatever we're not good at, we should be improving that. And I'm saying it's not that we shouldn't do that.
Okay.
We should do that. However, the same time and effort, if you put towards something that you are good at, your growth is going to be much faster.
Exactly.
Right?
You will take half the time, maybe quarter,
Exactly.
and you'll reach a certain level.
So then
Whereas-
what do we do about our weaknesses then?
Work on them, but
Work on them, but I think
focus on your strengths
Exactly.
more.
Okay, fine.
because again, if you only focus on your weaknesses and you're not innately good at, you see, you have to again go back to believing that God has given each one of us unique strengths, and there's a purpose for those strengths.
Exactly.
So why are we not utilizing those strengths? Because they will lead to what our purpose in life is.
Very nice.
Right?
Exactly. So the 7th month over here, ladies and gentlemen.
The 7th month here is eyes of love, right?
Eyes of love.
So again, it's how you look at people with the eyes of love. It's about respecting yourself and respecting others. So we talked a lot about respect initially as well, right? So, but one of the first things is to respect yourself, right?
Love yourself, I think.
Exactly. Love
Respect
yourself.
yourself,
Respect
love yourself. Look at others with the eyes of love as well. Like you were saying, you gave that example earlier about if somebody comes and says something to you and you'll be like, how can I be happy? But what do you know what's going on in their lives?
Yeah.
You know, that's when
Yes.
you look at others with those eyes and you give them benefit
just a
of the
good
doubt.
wave. Oh, yeah,
it's
it's
okay.
all cool.
And tell your ego to go down a bit.
Very
you know,
nice.
it doesn't need to come up.
Okay, so now the last one.
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind.
So basically, we're going through all of these steps or all of these values to achieve what? Essentially, peace of mind.
Peace of mind.
Exactly.
So I think if we kind of keep that in mind of like, and you know, it's our own thoughts that kind of take away our peace as well,
Yeah.
right? So if you could have a nagging thought that's within you, that you could be saying, oh, you know what, Shahzad is not good at this. Why did I just have a bad show? Why did I not do this well? Well, now your mind is stuck in that rut, and it's taking away your peace.
Yeah.
Instead of you addressing it within yourself and saying, you know what, maybe I had a bad day, or maybe somebody else was having a bad day.
Or
with
maybe
me.
I didn't prepare well.
Or maybe I didn't
You
prepare
know,
well.
this is
That's
what
being
people need to-
authentic.
Exactly, that's being
See,
authentic.
now that you're putting
exactly.
all those values in,
Exactly.
and that they will help you feel better.
And this
at
is
the
what
end
we
of the
need to
day.
do in life, ladies and gentlemen, because, you know, there can be days, you know, there can be times which are not really in your way, and then you might be surrounded by people who just keep on nagging all this time. What you have to do is that you have to climb the wall of ego and tell them to be very positive. That's what it is. And with that, we've got a very motivational video for all of you guys, which is going to make you happy. And once you're going to come back, we'll talk about laughter therapy. Does it really exist? Go ahead.
So social conditioning will pump it on you that the reason that you're unhappy is because you don't have certain stimulation, right? But actually, you'll never get satisfaction from that. That's been my experience. That's been a lot of people's experiences. This isn't unique to me. In fact, people that have had a lot more than me. But I've had a lot, but there's people that had way the fuck more. And it's not gonna give you what you want in life, right? The reason why people are depressed is because you cannot get enough of what you don't want. Okay? You cannot, it's like if you take a society and you tell them, look, this will make you happy, this will make you happy, then no matter how much of it they get, they're not going to be happy because they don't want it. Real happiness in life, in my opinion, comes from being the person that you want to be, all right? My real experience is that any like happiness that I've experienced in my life, and I've experienced a lot of bullshit and I've experienced a lot of happiness. Whatever like happiness I've found in my life, I found it from being the person that I want to be. The average person, if you present them with some behavior that is outside of their autopilot day-to-day behavior, for more than maybe half an hour, will be completely and utterly overwhelmed by it and exhausted. Because 99% of our thoughts and behavior from day to day are almost identical. It's kind of crazy. This is why changing a habit is almost impossible. Most people would rather die than change a habit. They can't do it. Happiness comes from just being able to sit there and be like, you know what, this is solid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm being the person I want to be. Maybe I'm not the perfect person. I'm definitely not the perfect person, but, you know, I'm moving in that direction. I'm being the person that I want to be, all right? That's where I think happiness comes from.
All right, so we were just continuing with the laughter therapy, ladies and gentlemen. This was one small video, and yeah, this is what makes you happy. So, you know, just go with that. I mean, people want to work out, people want to get new clothes, even whatever material you want. Go get it if that makes you happy, but the happiness needs to come from within. But now, Aisha, is there anything as laughter therapy, because we've seen it in a film as well, and where people just gather together and they just laugh?
It is.
And
like, laughter is contagious,
Yeah,
right?
it
Isn't
is.
it? So if one person starts laughing, even if you don't laugh, it'll put a smile on your face.
Yeah.
A smile on your face will automatically release tension and stress.
Yeah.
So imagine if there's a room full of laughter, and then when you laugh, you release endorphins, happy hormones, right?
Exactly.
So that automatically will help in releasing more stress.
So have you ever been into one of these laughter therapies?
Yes,
Do you do it yourself?
we actually did a workshop with children in Dubai, and then we did, at the end of the workshop, we did a laughter therapy
Can
session.
you do it right now?
Us three?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, probably, you know, all of these people, you know,
Let's-
cameramen, my entire team, you know, people at the MCR, we can do it together. So what are we supposed to do?
So you're just supposed to laugh, but make sure that you're
I'm
laughing
already laughing.
from your gut,
Okay.
okay? So
Okay.
that really from the gut. So let out that sound.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
I'm
it's
just going to
coming
make
out.
sounds like ho 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 ho, ha 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 ha, he 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 he, and then you just laugh like that,
Wow,
okay?
man, that's cool.
Okay.
So let's do
Ready?
it. Let's do it. I'll follow you.
Okay.
So whatever sound comes in,
So
I'm just
deep
laughing.
breath.
So regular ha 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 first.
Yeah.
So we start.
Okay.
So let's go. 1, 2, 3, go.
this is literally contagious, people. You know. Yeah, what about you guys? Yeah. That's enough. That's enough.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I get it. Oh my God,
You
I
see,
feel like crying
your
right
cameramen are smiling.
Yeah, they are.
they're smiling. They got big grins.
now. Amazing, yeah, amazing. I think, you know, I'm just in love with this therapy now. Because it is contagious. This is just like sneezing, ladies and gentlemen. If you
It is.
sneeze in front of somebody,
Yawning.
you know, they're going
Yeah.
to do that too. Okay, now let's come down to Reiki. What is Reiki? Because you're a Reiki expert too as well, and we're left with like only 10-15 minutes, so we have to even cover the planetary
I'll
analysis.
briefly go through it.
Yeah.
So
You're going to share a picture,
Yes.
and then you can tell us about that picture as well, that you know what the picture says, and then we can pretty much, yeah. Okay, so here it is.
yes, so that's Reiki. It's the 7 chakras.
Yeah.
It's an ancient form of healing. So it works with basically the idea is to work with the 7 chakras, which are the energy centers in our body.
Yeah.
The first chakra is the root chakra,
Yeah.
which starts from the groin area,
Yeah.
and then the sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, crown. So
Okay.
each chakra is associated with emotions, certain
Okay.
emotions. And then each chakra is also connected with certain organs in that area. So for instance, your heart chakra, which is the green one.
Yeah.
So the color, and each chakra also has a specific color attached to it.
Okay.
So the green one is the heart chakra. It's also pink at times.
Okay.
So the heart chakra, for instance, what is Reiki? Reiki is this universal energy which is all around us.
Okay.
Every person has it. But as we grow up, experiences, circumstances, words of people, taunts, or maybe unhappy circumstances might start blocking these chakras. But the chakras keep spinning, and the energy keeps flowing effortlessly inside.
Yeah.
When a baby is born, that energy is free flowing.
Okay.
It's pure.
Yeah.
But as the child grows up, like for instance, I'll just take the heart chakra for now. So if a child is unloved at an early age, does not get a lot of love, or is constantly craving love, their heart chakra, so heart chakra is about love, loving yourself, and then giving that same love out. So if it's balanced, that person will be a kind person, will be giving out love more, will be more compassionate.
Yeah.
If it's blocked, that person will constantly have an imbalance of energy. That person might be just a giver all the time, giving so much of themselves but not willing to receive. Or might be a receiver, a selfish person. So on the flip side. So it could be either or. So these are the emotions. Now,
So we need to have a
physically,
balance.
Balance.
Okay.
Now, physically, what is that area is your lungs, your heart.
Okay.
So these organs might get affected. Eventually, it manifests as disease in your body if these emotions have not been taken care of.
So how do we keep this energy flowing then?
So your energy needs to be, if you go to a Reiki master or a Reiki healer, you do a session. And so when I go, my clients come, you do a session, I do a session with them, scan their aura. I ask questions always before, health questions, emotional questions, and I kind of get an idea.
That can be tricky too as well, knowing somebody's aura. People might just freak out too as well. Oh, don't study my aura, man. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
But then it's basic hand positions.
Okay.
For instance, if I feel the person has had a lot of trauma, if they discuss before the session. So there's certain hand positions for trauma, like the back of your head here, and your heart, So you place that. Place that. With Reiki, it's not. It's the energy flows through the hands.
Yeah.
And it's not my energy. It's this universal energy. I will just be a vessel, or the
So
healer
how do
will
we
just be a
decide
vessel.
whether this universal energy is positive or negative?
It's always positive.
So it depends on how we take it?
Yes.
Okay, very nice.
And inside of you, your body will know how to heal. It's a fact. We can heal ourselves from inside, right?
Very nice.
We have the capability. But then this Reiki energy goes in, knows exactly where it's supposed to go, starts healing yourself.
So can you, can we do something that too as well, for all those people who are out there, just to make them feel relaxed a bit? Imagine that this is a session just for a minute.
Also, just one other point. Yes, and we will do something. One other point. Every person has this energy, this power or this gift that, like, even a mother, when a child falls down, gives a hug.
Yeah.
So that without even realizing it, you're using 20%. But when, as a Reiki master, when we are taught, you get attunement. It's like fine-tuning a radio station. So your connection becomes a little more deeper, and it's easy. So you kind of using that energy 90%, 95%.
Wow.
And then as you keep practicing as a healer, more and more and more. Amazing. So for instance, if you're feeling anxious and then stressed, believe me, just for a minute, put your hands on your heart and just breathe in and out. When you breathe, you just take a deep breath, make sure it goes right into the bottom of your stomach, and then release.
I think it might just probably go to the bottom of my lungs, man. That's where I can
Take
get
it
it.
deeper,
Yeah.
take it deeper, all the way in, and then
now
release.
I can feel it.
So if you just breathe calmly, put your hands on your heart, it's calming you. It will calm you.
But if it's somebody else's hands, I think you might feel more relaxed too as well.
Sometimes, with Reiki, sometimes it's not even a touch.
Yeah, for example,
Normally, it's an inch or so away from the body. But as a healer,
touch is good.
Yes, touch is always good. A hug is always good.
Yeah.
You see how many times do we hug, and people sometimes have lost the whole it's kind of passé. Sometimes people don't do it, but I feel a hug can just be the answer to so many problems sometimes.
Exactly, and that's very true as well. So thank you very much for telling us. So now people, earlier we were talking about happiness. Now we know a bit about Reiki, and what you have to do is that you actually have to promise us that whenever next time you'll be back from Dubai, we can do a complete show on Reiki.
Absolutely.
Because we want to do it for people. Now, I'll move on to Rabi over here. Rabi, what is planetary analysis?
So planetary analysis is basically as scientifically we see the sun and the moon, right? So we know about the sun and the moon. But in addition to the sun and the moon, there are so many other planets in the universe, right? We've all read about it in astronomy. There's Jupiter and Mars and Venus and all of those planets. Well, just like the sun and the moon have an impact on our lives, right? So if the sun never set and the sun was there 24/7, what would happen? The world would burn up. Right? It would get so hot and burn up.
Yeah.
So similarly, why we need the night to come, the moon to come, And and we see with the full moon, a lot of people start having a lot of emotions with the full moon. Why? Because moon represents water, and our body is made of majority water, right? So just the way the sun and the moon have an impact on us, there are other planets in the universe and they have an impact on us as well. So what is planetary analysis? It's basically at the time of your birth and your date of your birth and the place of your birth, there is a calculation done that shows where the planets were placed. Okay.
And then how are they going to help us?
So the way they're going to help us is each planet impacts us. Okay. So they impact our personality, on who we are. They impact what our strengths are.
And that's what you basically, her planetary analysis is all about finding your strengths.
Yes.
And so the placement of planets will very easily signify what your strengths are to her.
So can we try that too as well? Because I'm not going to tell you about mine, but I can tell you about my sister's. You know, I know when she was born, and so you know, if you're watching Sidra out there, I'm sorry, but I'm doing this to you.
But,
so can we do that?
You know, I would need her time of birth.
Yeah, that's something I know.
You know,
I might not know about my own time because I was getting born then, but I know about my sister's.
Okay, I didn't. I need to get my.
The computer.
Okay, it's all right. I think what we can do is that for all those people who are out there, if you want to get it checked, what you can do is that you can actually write to us, and we will let you know that you know how we can do it or not. We'll be in contact with them. But then, okay, once we realize that you know, okay, this is where the planets were placed, and then what do we do?
How does that help us? So one thing I want to make sure is that, so I don't believe, personally don't believe in the predictability. You know, there's a lot of people, and this is it sometimes becomes a taboo topic as well. You know, and I personally don't believe in the future predictability. The reason is that I believe that the universe has given you, your destiny is 50%. Like this is where the planets are placed. Okay. But yet, the reason why we are Ashraf al-Makhlukat is because 50% is our own decision making.
Choices
that we make in our
life.
life. So we can actually change our destiny, right? Based on the choices, we're good or bad, the choices that we make. So what do the planets help? The planets help you understand who you are. So once you understand who you are, then make you understand what your strengths are and what your direction in life is. So what are you supposed to be good at?
Yeah, and thank God for saying that you know, it's not about a belief system or we do not just have to do that. And whatever you are today, ladies and gentlemen, is because of the fact that these were your choices.
Absolutely.
And it's a fact.
Absolutely.
And we need to be authentic about it, that okay, you know, I chose this thing and this is how it is going to be.
And maybe if there was a bad choice you made, what did you learn from it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's also very important.
Okay.
Like, what did you learn? There's no such thing as a bad,
It's
like
learning.
choice. It's
but
always like, look at it as a learning.
No, but this is what I'm not getting. Okay, so you are whatever your choices were in life.
Yeah.
But you know, once you get your planetary analysis done, then do you even tell them that okay, you know, this was a bad choice, or you probably need to move on, or this is what you need to do?
So no, you see,
how does it help?
So all the answers are within you.
Okay.
Right. So you know that maybe you went through a stressful period in your life, and based on those decisions, but those were tests in your life that were given to you. So you learned something to again come back to what your path is.
Okay.
See, how would we excel in our path if we don't go through some of the hardships that we have?
Amazing. Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you very much for talking about happiness, and stay happy always, you know, because even if they're happiness experts, ladies and gentlemen, there can be situations in life, and just by thinking this, I think it's going to make you happy too as well. So remember 8 points, ladies and gentlemen, before going. This is why I've written them. For all of you to be happy in life, you have to be authentic, you have to be kind, you have to be full of gratitude, you need to have faith, you have to have self-belief, strengths, eyes of love, and peace of mind. With that, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is what I'm going to reiterate, that happiness comes from within. It's not about what you buy. It's not about how healthy your kids are or whatnot. Always be thankful for wherever you are and just go in the right direction. Be in the positive direction and don't let anything affect you, and you will be a happy human being. Be full of content and compassion. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you
so much.
So for all of those people who are out there, please do not forget to write to us on our Facebook fan page, which is with the name of World This Morning. On Twitter, it's World This Morning without a G. On Daily Motion and YouTube, it's World This Morning. The Fabulous Repeat's going to be at 11 p.m. Till the next time, stay happy, stay blessed. 1, 2, 3. Good morning.